Before I get started, I would like to direct you to a YouTube channel called Embarrassing Mom. She has walked away from the left, and she used to be what you'd call an intersectional feminist, i.e. a social justice warrior, and she has the academic credentials to prove it. So if you want to know what universities are teaching SJWs these days, this kind-hearted woman is a good source to go to. Today I'm going to be talking about the Tox Protocol. So what is the Tox Protocol? It is a new protocol, newish, that is intended to basically be a drop-in replacement for Skype. It's not complete yet, and by not complete, I mean it is lacking a couple of features that are planned for implementation, and one of those features is video conferencing, that is, video calls with more than two people. It still does implement video calls with just one person. You can do desktop sharing, file transfers, you can do text chat, you can also do group audio calls. So it still has plenty of features, but it's also peer-to-peer. That means that unlike Skype, it's not going through somebody else's servers. In the case of Skype, that would be Microsoft. So you don't know if Microsoft is listening in on your Skype calls or not. That's not an issue here. Also, my understanding is that by default, and really the only way you can communicate is with encrypted communication, peer-to-peer. Makes it much more difficult for somebody to listen in. Now, one of the things that I like about this protocol is that it is easy to make a throwaway account. So I can come, you saw me click on from here to new profile. I'll just type in throw away. I'll type in a password. And there, a new profile is completed, made, that I can communicate with other people. Now I come up to here where it says throw away, that's the name of the account. I can come in, I can change, it says toxing on Qtox. Qtox happens to be the client that I'm using. As far as I can tell, it is probably the most feature-rich client that there is for the Tox Protocol, but you can use other clients. So I can just do like toxic masculinity. Now this is your Tox ID. This is what you give to other people whom you want to communicate with on Tox. It's, I believe, 76 characters. So you click on it. It will be different if you're using a different Tox client. It is what it is. If you want to register your Tox ID, you can go to toxme.io, but that kind of defeats some of the security purposes of peer-to-peer, but that's your choice. Once you have somebody's Tox ID, you would come over here to add, and then you would copy and paste their ID, and you'd send them a friend request, or you could add somebody else's ID, and they could add yours, and you should be good to go. Like I said, you can do groups. Once you have a bunch of IDs, they'll show up where I'm moving the mouse here. It's got preferences. If you're having problems, just come over to the audio video. If it's not recognizing your microphone or your speakers or whatever that you want it to come through, or your headphones, just go there. Also, you can come, here's a wiki page that has a list of all of the clients. Again, Qtox seems to be the most feature-rich one. It's available on Linux, Microsoft Windows, and Apple's OS X. If you're on Android or something, I think you have to use Antox here. iOS has its own Tox client. But you can come down here and it shows all the different features that all these different Tox clients have implemented. Qtox doesn't have contact blocking. I wish they'd implement that. It would just be useful in the future. I hope they do. As I said, this is still under development. There'll be a few little bugs and hiccups. File resuming, I don't know if I said you can do file transfers over the Tox Protocol. This would be nice, but it's not a huge deal. Spell check, well, I have atrocious spelling, so if you're toxing with me and you see that my spelling sucks, just know that it's because there's no spell check. But that's about it. I am hopeful for this platform or this protocol. I hope it takes off and knocks Skype out of the water, because I just don't like Microsoft that much. Have a nice one.